So the Washington Commanders just traded Jahan Dotson to the Eagles. Within their own damn division, the Washington Commanders traded a former first-round pick just a couple years into the league, going into year 3, to their division rivals. Unbelievable look for the Washington Commanders. This is a franchise, I was hopeful they were going in the right direction. They go out, they get their new GM, they get their new coach, they draft Jaden Daniels. There's some good vibes, but I don't know. Man. Jahan Dotson can route you up. He is fast. He can separate. He can play from the slot at a high level, which I think is what he's going to do in Philly. You're going to get free releases in Philly. Take attention away from the rest of those stars on offense. Benefit from those stars on offense. Benefit from a Kellen Moore offense, in my opinion. I love this for the Eagles. I hate it for the Commanders. Absolutely. And, Jahan Dotson's a guy that has incredible body control, strong hands, plays bigger than his frame. Like, he'll go up and get contested catches for you. He absolutely will. He'll go up and get the football. Hate it for the Commanders. Like, I didn't think they were going to be a good team in 2024 already. I still don't. Like, I do love Jaden Daniels. I thought he should have been a first-round pick. I had him as my QB3. His maturity, his arm talent, his athleticism, incredible. But in my opinion, they have a suspect offensive line, and that's putting it nicely. A very overrated offensive coordinator who's honestly done better with his run schemes than pass schemes in the NFL. And we can't gloss over the fact that Jaden Daniels runs around like injuries are turned off in Madden. The amount of times that he just ran with reckless abandon last year at LSU, got his ass rocked, it scares me. Now you're going into the NFL? So, yeah, I just don't see the Commander. And, look, defensively, yeah, their interior looks absolutely dominant with, Allen and Payne, and you go get my guy in the draft, my favorite interior defensive lineman, Jerzon Newton. But there's not a whole lot else to get fired up about. There really isn't. I don't like it. I don't like it at all for the Commanders. I look at this NFC East. I think the Eagles are realistically probably going to go 5-1 at worst. Probably split with the Cowboys, who are okay. Like Dak and CD, that's worth something. It is. Brandon Cooks is still a good player. But their offensive line isn't what it was. They've lost a lot of talent on the defensive side of the ball as well. Mike Zimmer is a professional coordinator, but he is much different than the guy that's now coaching the Commanders, Dan Quinn, in terms of his personality and how he handles things. It's going to be a much different looking defense. I don't know. I don't think the Cowboys are going to be a huge threat to the Eagles. And I certainly don't think the Commanders and Giants are. I think those are going to be two of the worst teams in football. I think the NFC at the bottom is much worse than the AFC at the bottom, and I think the Commanders and Giants are going to be right there hanging out with the Carolina Panthers. So I think the Eagles to the moon in the NFC East this year, man, and this just furthers that point. Like Jahan Dotson, you plug him in there as your wide receiver 3, your slot guy, with A.J. Brown, with Devontae Smith, with Saquon Barkley, who you stole from your other division rival, the New York Giants. Talented offensive line. Yeah, I know. Jason Kelsey's gone. But you've got Kellen Moore, who I think is going to be able to add a level of professionalism to the offense. Jalen Hurts, I think, is in for a bounce back, if you will. This team struggled down the stretch in 2023. I think that they are going to run away with the NFC East. I really do. You talk about trade compensation. The Commanders, they get a 3 and 2 7th-round picks. They give up a 5th and Jahan Dotson. I don't see it. I'm sorry, I don't see it one bit. I really don't. This is someone they drafted in the first round just a couple years ago, a wide receiver who is extremely talented, was easily the second most talented pass catcher on their offense. Like, if you don't want to make it work with Jahan Dotson, I don't think it's going to work for you in the NFL. I don't think that you're headed in the right direction. I really don't. That's disappointing for Washington, man. It really is. And within your own division, like these teams in the NFC East, Commanders and Giants, they're just like, yeah, it's okay. We can let, some of our best players just walk. Go to Philly, the best team in the in the division. And it's going to be fine. Yeah, I don't think so. Very disappointing for the Commanders. Very disappointed for Commanders fans. And look, from the Philly perspective, I'm not a big Nick Sirianni guy at all. I'm just not. I don't like the way he handles himself. But Howie Roseman crushes it with talent acquisition. The way they were able to revamp that secondary this offseason, both in the draft and free agency. You know, getting Jalen Carter last year, who I think is going to be an absolutely dominant interior defensive lineman. Now it's really looking like they got the best of the whole deal with the Jets, Bryce Huff coming to Philly and Hassan Reddick getting shipped off over to New York. Hassan Reddick not even wanting to play for the damn Jets. And again, offensively, you've got firepower out the yin yang. I think Jalen Hurts is a damn good leader, a good quarterback, a great runner. Saquon Barkley is going to open things up for that entire offense. They have so much talent. I think they're clearly the NFC East favorites now and into the future. Until further notice. Eagles to the moon in the NFC East. You know, the Cowboys, they've been fiddling around with their best guys. Like, what are we doing? Not signing them to contracts. Commanders and Giants just letting their best offensive players walk, go to the Eagles, and then, you know, it's not talked about a whole lot, but the Giants just let Xavier McKinney go as well. Like, okay, yeah, you upgraded your pass rush. Xavier McKinney was like your second best player on defense last year. Only second best because Dexter Lawrence is an absolute freak and he is still there. But I just don't know about the directions of these football teams outside of Philly. I really don't. Love to know what y'all think. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoy the content, you know, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Try to do my best I can here to provide y'all with insightful analysis that is straight to the point. So if you enjoy that, again, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Y'all have a good one.